Hi, I'm Virginia, and these are my boys Zion and Takoda. They're going to help me show you a really fun game today. And I'm going to start really simple. Dakota's really new to this game. He only just started playing it yesterday, where Zion's much better at it. So I'm going to show you a few different stages to kind of help you get started with it. One of the simplest things, and it's a very introductory, basic nose work game. You can just use treats for, as they get better at it, as they learn the word search, then you can use toys, or you can also use people, which is really, really fun. And you can use your whole house, inside, outside, whatever you want to do. So one of the things you can do is to make it a little simpler for the dogs that maybe aren't used to using their nose as much, is you can use a box. So what I'll do is put one or a couple treats in a box, and I'm using fairly low-level treats here. I mean, I've got kibble and just some dry little peanut butter treats. And it's nice to have something a little bit smelly, especially if you're in a bigger area. It's nice to be able to have, fortunately at the moment I only have one box, but eventually you can have 5 or more boxes kind of spread out along the floor. You're only hey, I know you're excited, I know. You're just gonna use the same box though to put the treats in, because you don't want the other boxes starting to smell like treats and confusing the dog. So these guys have a pretty good sit-stay, so I can have them sit, but I can also send them out of the room, which makes it a little easier sometimes. So I send them out of the room, and I can put the box anywhere in the room. Again, ideally it'd be nice if I had a few around. And when I let them in, I'm going to use the word okay, because that's my release word for them to come in, and then search. Search is the word I want them to learn to be able to come in and look for things. Okay, search. Go ahead. So because Zion's done this before with the box, he knew how to go straight for it. You see, Takoda just turned and looked at me, because he's used to playing a different game where he looks at me, he gets the treat. So he's got that more in his brain, a little more conditioned, whereas Zion's learned the word search. So, hey guys, if your dog has a little trouble figuring out how to go look for things when they come into a room like that, just backing up a little bit more, I can also put a treat down here. I'm going to say, wait. And give one for each of them. Say, okay, search. So if they see where I put it down, they see where it is, it's a lot easier for them to then understand to go get it and search for it, instead of me just having to hide it somewhere initially. So if your dog's having a little trouble getting the concept of looking for things, you can start this way. Sit, wait. Okay, search. I know, I should be giving one to you too. So if your dog doesn't have a good sit, stay, or wait, that's okay. You can always have somebody else hold them, or you can use a leash to tether them and then let them go. But at least in the beginning, letting them see where you're putting the treat makes it a lot easier. So once they start getting the concept of searching, you can gradually make it a little harder, again by either using the boxes and having multiple boxes around, and then each time you do it, you can move the boxes to a different space. And the reward for them is, it's fun sniffing for things, which is really cool for them, but also the treats, of course. All right, guys, I'm going to send them out of the room again. Just to make it a little easier. And I'm just going to hide. I'm going to do one for both of them. And I'm making it really obvious. I'm just putting it in pretty obvious places on the floor. But you can, again, as your dog gets better at it, gradually make it harder, where maybe you put it under a chair or in a corner, under a table. This room doesn't have a whole lot of things to hide things under, but eventually I could even do something really slick, like putting the box over it, or putting it in scent work. They'll even use like handbags or boxes, gloves, all sorts of different things. So I'm going to let them in. Okay, search. Search. Now they have trouble. See how Dakota's looking at me again? I might point to it to help him out. Of course, unfortunately, Zion saw it first. And now I'll toss him one. I don't like him feeling left out. Sometimes it's a little hard working at 2 at once. But so if your dog's struggling and they come in and they're just looking at you, you can either wait a few moments, see if he starts looking around, because if you're not giving him anything, they're going to look for their options. But if they're not figuring it out, you can either walk over closer to the object, or you can point to it. It's helpful for them to learn how to follow a point. Their favorite game really is me tossing the treats. They find this the most fun because now they get to chase something, they get to run around, the treats bounce all over the place. And I can ask them for all sorts of different things for this. You know, we sit down, paw, you know, whatever tricks you have. Search. So they miss something, I can point it out. Good. See how Zion really gets that concept. He understands the word search. Takoda will work on it a bit more. Good job, guys. Yeah. Yeah, good job. Good. All right, have fun with it.